Hey guys, it's MrGamerCook. I'm going to be making my first cooking video tonight for my blog. What we're going to have tonight, we're going to have some potatoes with mushrooms, some boneless ribs, and I think maybe some baked beans. I'm not too sure yet. It might be too much food. But first thing is, I've already had this marinating for about 20 minutes. It's the boneless ribs. I got some wok oil. It's a garlic-based oil. I put some in there, about 2 tablespoons of that, and then I added some Cholula seasoning. It's chili garlic roast. It's kind of a spicy kind of a seasoning, and then just some basic steak rub. So I got that marinating still. I'm gonna do that the last thing. When we cook that, I like to put the bottom of my pans with onions, and then cook on low heat with the lid, so all the flavor just stays inside the pan and it just soaks into the meat. I like really tender, moist meat. So. For the potatoes and the mushrooms, I can give you a quick demonstration on how I'm going to cut these up. I already have some pre-cut, but I just wanted to have that part ready. Just into little cubes, like so, into just 4 ways. So then when you're done, they look just like this. And then, same thing with the mushrooms. Just little slices. You can do cubes or slices, however you want, bigger pieces, smaller pieces. And then when it's all ready and mixed together, this is what it'll look like. And then we're gonna add butter and some garlic salt and some wok oil and some Italian seasoning and some black pepper. So I'll do that for you guys here. About 4 dabs of wok oil is good. Not too much, because we're already putting some garlic salt in there as well. So. A good even distribute of garlic salt. Some fresh ground black pepper. And some Italian seasoning. Italian seasoning is really just for color, but it does give some flavor. And then you can mix it together with a fork or whatever you want to do, but I just like to rather use my hands because it's quicker and it's more easy. Roll down, push down from the side. We got all of our mushroom and our potatoes all mixed together with our seasoning. I'm going to add some butter. I'm going to add about maybe four, I don't know, this is a bigger spoon, so maybe 4 soup spoons of butter. I got 1 in there already. There's 2, 3, and 4. Make sure you can measure it around so when it does melt down, it melts down overall. But when it's all finished again and I take it out of the oven, I'm going to mix it all back together anyway. So I have 1/2 of another one, so 4.5. Oops. We got that. We got it. We got it. Okay. Alright. And then take some aluminum foil to put it on. This is my first cooking video for my vlog, and also I'm going to upload it to YouTube on my account. So now that we got that ready, we can just set this aside and then start preheating our oven. Preheat the oven about 375 because you want it to be heated, but you don't want it to really crisp the potatoes. I really don't want the potatoes to be crisp, but 375 is a good temperature. Okay, and then we can start heating up the onions. At first you can heat it on medium so the onions start to get sauteed. Leave the lid on so the moisture stays inside, but when we actually go to put the boneless ribs on, you want to turn it down to about half of medium heat and then just let it base and broil in there, however you want to say it, broil probably. Put the lid back on top just so all the flavors and stuff accumulate in there and it stays in the meat. Then after that, I am decided that I'm going to make the beans, and baked beans is really easy. You just take the beans out of the can, put them in a pot, and warm them up on the stove. So that's probably the only thing that we didn't have to prepare today. Okay, our onions are done sauteing now. I mean, they're moist, they got the onion juice going on in there. So now I'm going to add the meat. I turned the stove off, but I'm going to turn it back on after we get the meat inside there. And like I said, like half of medium heat. So the dial on my stove, it says 3, so that's about half of medium. You can have lower or a little bit higher, or whatever you want. I just like that temperature because I know it cooks my meat the way I like it, and it leaves all the flavor inside. So these boneless ribs have been marinating for about 25 minutes to a half hour now. And it's wok oil, some Cholula garlic roast seasoning, and some basic steak rub. So I don't know if my pan is big enough for all these pieces. Yeah, we got this. And the onions on the bottom are just to moisturize and keep flavor in the meat. And I like onions. You don't have to use onions if you don't want to. Take the rest of this marinade in here. Put it on top. So that can cook inside there too. Dispose of that. Take a spoon. Kind of make sure that it's all over on every piece of meat. Set on number 3, half of medium heat. Add our lid on it. And our stove has been preheated, so it's preheated now, and I'm going to put our mushrooms and potatoes inside. And let that cook for about 45 minutes. Okay. And then take out a pan. It's a very easy part. I take out my pan, put my baked beans in there, and wait for it to cook. We got about 30 minutes left to go for our potatoes, so they're still cooking. Our baked beans are boiling, cooking up, and our meat's looking pretty good. I'm gonna give it a flip here real quick so we can cook it this early. These are really thick, boneless ribs. The smell is amazing. And like I said, this is my first video for my blog, and I'm going to upload it to YouTube. This is not my own personal recipe. I'm actually just making up some stuff that I've seen around the house, but the way that I prepare it is my own personal way. So I will be adding the recipe on how I cooked it to my blog, so you guys can check that out. Cook it up a different way if you like to. But being that if you cook it up the way that you like to, you can add a different kind of seasoning. You can make mashed potatoes instead of cubed potatoes. It's however you'd like to. I am going to be making pictures, photos at the end when everything is done, set on the plate, and I'll be posting those on my blog as well. Just one more time, I'd like to say this is my first video, so if it's not perfect, I apologize, but hope you guys enjoy it. In the beginning of my video, I had said that I wanted to leave the lid on the whole time when we were cooking our boneless ribs, but since I have 4 big, humongous boneless ribs inside the smaller pan, it's starting to accumulate a lot of water. So I turned it down to 2, and I'm going to let it cook off some of this water, and I'm going to take the lid off. I just wanted to put that in the video so you guys could see that. With a bigger pan, I'm sure it wouldn't do that. Alright, everything is all cooked up and ready. I'm going to dish it up. But a quick run through what we have here again. We got some boneless ribs, some baked beans, some potatoes and mushrooms cut up with seasonings, baked in the oven at 375 degrees for 45 minutes. And that's about it. I'm going to be taking some pictures of the plate when it's actually all made up, posting them on my blog along with the recipe of how I prepared it. So thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy.